Well, here we are, talking once more about the World Junior Summer Showcase, and the final game, which ended up wrapping up just a few hours ago. Now, it has been a pretty hot topic how Team Finland and Team Sweden would go out there and face each other in the finals of this tournament. The Finns ultimately ended up with the win, 3-1. We did speak about this earlier in today's show, but Montreal Canadiens prospect Atos Koivu did get himself an assist. Finally, he's going out there and scoring points that are not just goals. But the Swedes, these are whom we are focusing on today. We are talking about Team Sweden, and we are talking about a Vancouver Canucks prospect on Team Sweden that unfortunately didn't get any points in today's contest, but who still has produced very, very well. If we head over to the World Junior Summer Showcase stats, and we look at the guys who produced the most, you will see that tied for third in the tournament in points is Wilson Bjorck. And I honestly do not know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Is it like Anders Bjork? Is it like the musical artist? There's a C in there, which makes it a little bit confusing. Bjork, I'm not too sure. But either way, Wilson Bjorck scored 6 points in 5 games in the tournament, 1 goal and 5 assists. He was at 6 points in 4 games before today's contest. And he has really proven himself as one of the most impactful players of the tourney. Is he a Vancouver Canucks steal? By the way, speaking about the Canucks, big happy birthday to Evander Kane, who is now 34 years old. Oh yeah, the Vancouver Canucks got themselves a brand new 34-year-old to play alongside of Filip Chytil. That's going to be great. But Wilson Bjorck is 19 years old, 6 feet, 165. His birth date was January 13th, 2006, meaning that he actually was eligible for the 2024 NHL Entry Draft, but he was passed over. This is because in 23-24, he only had 24 points in 41 games with the Djurgården junior team. That production is not really all too great. Half a point a game in the junior league as a draft-eligible guy, it's understandable why Bjork was passed over. But the season after, 24-25, he exploded for 67 points in 43 games and was good enough to get a cup of coffee with Djurgården's Allsvenskan team. He ended up playing some games over there and ended up seeing himself get drafted 5th round, 143rd overall by the Vancouver Canucks. The Stockholm, Sweden native is 6 feet, 165 as a center left wing, left-handed dude, and the Elite Prospects Draft Guide says that he sets up chances at a significantly higher rate, making the simple plays, but also flashing the vision required for more complex passes through layers too. He plays off his line mates well and helps them maximize their playmaking talents, exploding into the slot at just the right time. Bjork totally dominated the Junior 20 national scene in Sweden, and he did the same at this World Junior Summer Showcase tournament. Also, it's interesting to note that Wilson Bjorck was able to do all of this with Djurgården alongside of his brother, Viggo Bjork. This other Bjork is 17, and he's ranked for the 2026 NHL Draft as a consolidatedly ranked 5th overall. He is one of the top prospects in the upcoming draft, and his older brother, Wilson, was drafted by Vancouver. Where have we seen this before? Yeah, I'm thinking about the Aiden Celebrini, Macklin Celebrini thing. I'm thinking about Quinn Hughes, Jack Hughes, and Luke Hughes. I'm thinking about Henrik and Daniel Sedin. Wilson Bjorck was one half of the incredible Djurgården Junior 20 Bjork brothers. And of course, Viggo ended up leading the entire G20 in points with 74 and 42. But let's go back over onto Wilson here. So he'll be heading over to Colorado College for the 25-26 campaign in the NCAA. But before we head over to that, we got to talk about what he had done at the World Junior Summer Showcase. The production was there, the playmaking was there, and scouts were taking note. Because on dailyfaceoff.com, you had Stephen Ellis writing this 2 days ago about how Wilson Bjorck was one of the standouts. You can only take so much out of a week-long summer hockey tournament, but the Canucks must be thrilled with Wilson Bjorck's play. He has been Sweden's best playmaker, and he looked great on the 30th with an assist. He thrives near the net, but he also makes great, high-quality passes under pressure better than most on the Swedish attack. Bjork has not only been one of Sweden's best players this week, but he's also been one of the best players in the tournament, period. It's unfortunate that could not manifest in any points in the final game, but Wilson Bjorck has still been a crazy good story to follow, and that was expanded upon at the beginning of the month, where we see the Canucks in their Building Blue series of articles go out there and talk about this dude. My buddy Chris Faber went out there and posted this last month on July 9th, talking about Wilson Bjorck bringing his winning ways to the Canucks and Colorado College. This also is a really great image. I want to use that for the thumbnail. But let's go out there and read just what Bjork's perspective is on being a Canucks prospect and developing from last year to this year. The 19-year-old was passed on in last year's draft and was selected in the 5th round of 2025. He saw his offensive numbers more than double over the past 2 seasons in the Swedish J20 League. I had more confidence in the team and grew more confident as a player. I think it all started in the offseason. I grew a few centimeters and I gained some muscle. I think that's the number one thing, said Bjork. His Djurgården's team was full of talent, and they went on to win the J20 playoffs. Bjork was second on the team with 67 points, and led the team with 28 goals. It was certainly a good team, and we got the result we wanted. We have all played together for 3 years, so we've been practicing every day. And many of us have been playing with each other for 10 years. Chemistry was there, and it was just a fun team to play with. We had extremely good talent and skill. We grew as a team, and we grew as players because of practice. We knew each other so well that we could step on each other's toes. That would happen in practice, and it would stay in practice, and in that way, we could all grow better. The article then talks about how Wilson's younger brother Viggo is going to be a top pick in the upcoming draft. Playing on a line with each other was a treat for the Bjork brothers last season, and Canucks development camp allowed Wilson to chat with 2 brothers who had lengthy NHL careers while playing alongside of each other. The Sedins have always been idols for me, Bjork said. For me to play with my brother, we always wanted to be compared with them, Bjork said with a smile. It's a big deal, and really nice for me to get to know them. Wilson grew last summer and found that he had increased his size and his strength, and that helped his game evolve. He's always had a motor that runs hot and takes pride in being a strong forechecker, but found success going to the net and using his skillful hands to roof pucks over goalies. On top of his good play around the net, Bjork found success with his accurate wrist shot from the right side of the ice. He played that right half wall in the power play and is accurate with his wrister and one-timer. He believes he plays it best when he keeps it simple and relies on maintaining a high pace with his skating. Bjork is the type of player who wants to influence every shift with his speed and capitalize on scoring chances when they present themselves. Man, Chris is such a good writer, man. Very, very happy to see him succeed in a Canucks role. But ultimately, Wilson Bjork, the subject of today's video, was not able to pull it off and get the dub for Team Sweden in this game today, but there is still a really good resume and body of work that we have paid attention to the past week, and Canucks fans should be very excited for it. Where does this take Bjork into Colorado College next season? I guess we gotta wait and see. But for now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about the newest Canucks stud of a Swedish prospect that is looking to be somewhat of a steal, depending on how things go the next few months. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.